So we will go ahead and call our meeting to order. How about that?
So the first item on the agenda is we have a spotlight. We have two guest presenters, Jamie Ramos and Scott Pratt. One is the Director of Technology from Carroll Consolidated School District, and the other one is Assistant Director of Technology of Westfield, Washington. So I'm not sure which we're going to do, but it refers to Justin Shadwell.
Yes. Thank you for the introductions. We want to do that ourselves. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamie Ramos. You saw where my spot is, and I've known Dustin for a few years now. I got to visit this school district once before. We just appreciate Dustin and all he does for this district.
Yeah, and my name is Scott Pratt. I'm the Assistant Director of Technology for Westfield, Washington School District, just up the road as well. I also am on the Indiana Department of Education Cybersecurity Task Force with Justin, and Jamie and I are both board members of the Indiana Chief Technology Officer Council, the Indiana CTO Council, which is the state chapter of the National COSIN, or sort of school networking. We're here to recognize Dustin Shadwell's accomplishment of achieving the Certified Educational Technology Leader certification. Dustin's CETO certification exemplifies his commitment to excellence and dedication to advancing students' educational journey. It underscores his role as a leader who understands that technology is not in itself, but a means to empower students, educators, and the entire learning community.
Russell Community Schools greatly benefit from having a Director of Technology with the CETL certification. This credential ensures the institution is led by someone with both technical expertise and a comprehensive knowledge of how technology can enhance education. The certification brings numerous advantages, such as the ability to implement innovative solutions, optimize processes, and equip educators with the tools they need to inspire and engage students.
On behalf of COSIN National and the Indiana CTO Council, congratulations once again on the remarkable achievement. We look forward to witnessing the continued positive impact you will undoubtedly bring to students, educators, and the future of education itself. Dustin, we'd like to present you with this commemorative paperweight from the Indiana CTO Council. Thank you. Let's see if we can get somebody to take a picture of us.
Woo! Would love to.
I tried to get it out of it.
Can you guys stand up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. Let's do another one. 1, 2, 3. Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Great accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and that's the public comment part of the meeting. I do have one request for someone to speak at this part of the meeting. If you would like to speak and have not yet filled out a form, please grab one and fill it out. We'll give you a few seconds as I run through these couple slides. Meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business. The meeting is not to be considered a public community meeting. A handout of agenda items about to be presented to the board were available at the sign-in table for everyone to review. A registration form was provided at the sign-in table for patrons desiring the opportunity to speak at the beginning of the meeting on any agenda item. Registration is required if you desire to speak. If anyone hasn't turned in a registration form, please do so at this time. The board has established specific rules to guide the presiding officer. Those rules were outlined on the registration form and will be followed. Participants must be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface their comments by announcing their name, address, and the organization represented, if applicable. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration or is determined by the presiding officer. The presiding officer may limit the total time allotment for comments. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No person may address or question board members individually. The board is willing to hear comments at the meeting. The board is willing to hear comments at the meeting. The board will listen but may not respond to questions or inquiries. person may speak or discuss at any meeting of the Board of Education any charges or complaints against employees of the school district without first presenting such charges or complaints to the Board of Education through the superintendent in writing, signed and verified by the person or group making such a charge or complaint. If the complaint is about the superintendent, it should be forwarded to the president of the Board of Education. The presiding officer may terminate any person's privilege of address for persistent violations of rules conduct and declare that person out of order for the above violations of rules. The presiding officer will now call upon those registered for general comments. The board will pause at each and take comments on those agenda items. Actually, that's not true. We're going to just take all the comments at the beginning of the meeting at this point. So I have one request to speak, and that was from Suzanne. Is that right, Terry? Thank you.
I'm Suzanne Terry, 1666 North County Road 0, East West, Franklin, Indiana. First of all, I would like to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address you about what I will call a missed opportunity to teach. As we are all aware, we are in the midst of a federal election cycle. Considering the conspiracy theories and the voter fraud from the 2020 elections, our senior students should have been taught the importance of free and fair elections. Unfortunately, they were denied their right to vote for their incoming senior class officers. Here's the story. In April of this year, a meeting was held with the class of 2025 seniors, conducted by the senior sponsors and the interim principal. The meeting was called to announce the upcoming election for class officers. It was stressed to the students that senior class officer positions need to be taken very seriously and to make sure that you are interested in running for an office and you would be wholeheartedly committed for the upcoming school year and beyond. Only 3 students put their names in to run for separate offices. As the week went on, the class sponsors called other students to the office and asked if they would run for a specific class officer position. Some declined, some agreed. It's wonderful to encourage students to get involved in this process. It then appeared there would be more than one candidate to choose from versus positions being ran for unopposed. Again, this is okay. This potentially opened up an opportunity for the candidates to campaign by making posters, even give speeches to their classmates prior to the vote. They would witness and participate in a scaled-down version of our free and fair election process. However, this is not what took place. There was no vote allowed to the senior class. The sponsors simply selected officers instead of positions being elected by their peers. The 9th, 10th, and 11th grade incoming classes were allowed to vote for their class officers. The senior class was singled out and had this privilege taken away without explanation. An announcement was made stating who the officers were going to be. Again, no one in the class voted. When we opted to ask questions as to what took place, the only answer we were given was that the sponsors wanted students who weren't involved in any other clubs so that way they would be able to dedicate more time. In conclusion, this year is a presidential election year, and many of our seniors will be eligible to vote in the federal election. Yet someone thought it was a good idea to take away this right, as well as not teach the importance of exercising your one true right in this country. It was honestly a slap in the face for the sponsors to recruit and then handpick the officers that they wanted in place. This is not a good motivator for students that wanted to be involved when it would appear the system is rigged, especially for those who sat in the meeting and thought about dedicating their time to serve as an officer during their senior year. Class of 2025 often receives flack from staff about their lack of motivation and disinterest in participating. Then the ones who truly wanted to serve these positions were unfairly removed from the equation. Voting is one of the greatest freedoms we have as American citizens to voice our opinion, vote for the candidate of our choice, not for someone else to make that choice for us. Thank you.
First item on the agenda is approval of minutes and claims and payroll to June the 4th, was the last regularly scheduled meeting. The board received the claims docket, payroll claims, and minutes in advance of the meeting. The fund and bank reports were also supplied for review. Members were asked to contact myself with individual items if they had any questions.
Properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes, claims, and payrolls as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Next item is new business personnel item, consideration of FMLA leave. Mrs. Shannon Deeringer has requested FMLA beginning January 20th, 2025, and anticipates returning on April 14, 2025. Resignations. Brian Wenzel submitted his resignation as a Rossville Middle Senior High School mathematics teacher effective the end of the school year. And Imagine Patch has submitted a resignation as instructional assistant effective immediately. Mr. Patch received a teaching position, and Mr. Wenzel received an assistant principal's position. So they're moving on and up. Mr. Burke was recommending the following coaches for the fall of 2024. Volleyball, Lexi Schreiber, head volleyball coach, Anna Beard, varsity assistant, Lexi Robertson, JV head coach. The 8th grade is currently open. Jamie Morrison from the 7th grade, and 5th and 6th grade is currently open. Tennis, Ryan Skinner is head coach, Jessica Cox, volunteer assistant. Soccer, boys, Evan North, varsity head coach, Bailey Spears, varsity assistant, Brooks Brown, volunteer assistant, Gabe Spear, volunteer assistant, Noah Anderson, volunteer assistant, and Noah Spear, volunteer assistant. Also, girls soccer, Devin Mickle Senior, head girls coach, Christy Mickle as the assistant coach, Jalen Brown as the volunteer assistant coach, Devin Michael Jr. as the volunteer assistant coach, and Remington Michael as the volunteer assistant coach. Girls golf, Kyle Stage, head coach, Caleb Harness, volunteer assistant, Blake Mill, volunteer assistant. Cross country, Darren Hopper, head coach, Brianna Hopper, volunteer assistant, and Neil Sneed, middle school head coach. Appointments, recommending Timothy Hurston as for the open secondary math position, brings with him a wealth of experience in teaching mathematics. His base salary will be $47,000 for the 24-25 school year. Mr. Hammond's recommending Chloe Weaver for the open art position, middle senior high school. Her base salary will be $44,000 for the year. Other appointments, Mr. Dennison's recommending Kaylee Terry as a one-to-one, tier 1 instructional assistant for 3rd grade students for the student's IEP for the school year, compensated as per the student or the instructional handbook for classified handbook for instructional assistants.
I move we approve the personnel items.
Properly moved and seconded to approve the personnel items as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Policy up for first read is section 4010, student residency verification. Rossville Consolidated School District Board of Education must annually adopt student residency verification, and that's been placed in this policy. Second read policies, we've gone through the first time. Section 1800, equal opportunity policy is being retired. That's being replaced by legal expense reporting, which is a new policy. Section 3540, teacher appreciation grant. That grant has to be reviewed at least annually, and you have to have that in order to receive your teacher appreciation grant funding. Section 4018, transfer students has been revised. 4200, student wellness policy and physical activity policy has been revised. Student discipline policy, 4300, was revised because of changes in state statute. Attendance policy was revised, again, state statute, individual truancy. We've got one that's revised, one that's retired, it's getting the numbers aligned. So 4322 is the individual truancy policy that was revised, the other one is being retired. 4350, social media policy used for students, is a new policy required out of statute. Use of metal detectors was recodified. Credit for religious instruction release time, that's a new policy. Again, that was out of the legislators. Cafeteria charge and payment return policy, that was revised. Student lunch and meal accounts, that was a new policy that needed to be done as well. And so that's the first and second reads on policies.
I'll move to approve the policy items as presented. Been properly moved and seconded to approve the policy items as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Consideration of cafeteria management solution, financial item. We had the departure of our cafeteria manager and the assistant manager. That left a void in our food service program at the end of the school year. Knowing the limited availability of qualified personnel, the corporation pursued two routes. The first was to seek qualified candidates to serve as a cafeteria and assistant managers. The second was to request for proposals, and there's a legal process to do that, from vendors that provide food services, management services to school corporations. We posted the position, received 4 candidates for the manager's position. One was highly qualified with several years of experience in management and food service and licensed appropriately. That individual was interviewed and turned the position down because of financial restrictions. We had 2 that were submitted. One of the other 3, I had one that didn't submit anything. They were on the application site, but nothing was submitted. We had one other one that had no background in food service at all, and we had another one that had limited experience, no management experience, had experience as a cook and a waitress. 2 RFPs were submitted, one from Quest Food Management Service and the other from Chartwells. The administrative team met with Eric Brody. He's a former chief financial officer for Lafayette School Corporation. He facilitated our scoring process, which we had to do as part of the RFP, and it had the stage criteria. Each team member scored in categories independently. I believe there were 7. Though the scores were different, each selected Chartwells as the most responsive to the RFP. Requesting to proceed with the execution of the contract with Chartwells, it's vital that we move forward quickly to allow Chartwells ample time to train staff and implement the program. The benefits of the program: current staff will be required, if they want, by Chartwells and receive a signing-on bonus. That bonus comes out at 2 different times, and the wage is competitive with what I was going to provide them from the school corporation. And then our students would have a wider variety of foods available, and I think it's about 80% is from scratch for their food service. And then another financial item is the security bonds. We have corporations that have several employees bonded because of their duty assignments, requesting bond authorization approval of bonds for the following employees: Mandy Pennington's treasurer, bonded at $50,000. Garrett Cornell is deputy treasurer, bonded at $50,000. Merrick Horse is an ECA treasurer, bonded at $30,000. That's it for the financial items.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the financial items as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Donations, miscellaneous items. The Lions Club donated $1,000 offset negative student lunch accounts. So that we're thankful for that. And then we have surplus equipment that's obsolete that is also being that we'll put up to dispose of. And then consideration of evaluation plan. That was that huge document that you had in your packet, and it is all the evaluations for classified and certified staff members. We have to upload and it's also on our website, the classified document, and I think we also do the certified, don't we? Yeah, so the certified's up there too. So the evaluation plan is uploaded to our website, and the certified part is uploaded to the state of Indiana. Proposed change in board meeting dates. We have a scheduled board meeting date on the 12th of December, and then there was another one on November the 5th, and we're requesting to move those dates due to conflicts in scheduling. The November date would be on the 12th instead of the 5th, and then the December meeting would be on the November the 3rd instead of the 10th. And December the 3rd. December 3rd is actually the first Tuesday, and we had moved it in the past and proposing to move it back to that date. Consideration of use of facilities. Baseball programs requesting permission to use the facilities for the Greater Lafayette World Series from July 17th to 21st, weather permitting. Fundraiser, it's a fundraiser that allows the program to be compensated for setup, cleanup, and tear down the games on the field. The Lafayette Tournament Incorporated, Lafayette Colts is supplied to need certificates of insurance. Consideration of designee, which comes up every year. It's for myself and Mrs. Pennington, requested authorization to sign agreement for alternative and private and residential school placement as designated for the president and secretary of the board. The Indiana Department of Education requires that authorization to be provided annually. Rarely is there a replacement for alternative or private residential schools. However, when the need does occur, timelines must be followed for the child's benefit. This authorization will expedite the process and ensure the corporation meets federal and state requirements for the placement. Summer camp, Mr. Burkle is recommending the following summer camps. High school dance camp, July 31st from 9 to 4, cost of $100. And then we must have a lot of surplus equipment because the slides are going to be in. So that's probably better stuff. The second slide's better stuff. So, an out-of-state field trip request. The girls basketball program is requesting permission to travel to New Buffalo, Michigan, July 27th for a day trip, team bonding experience. They plan to be gone from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Baseball programs requesting next spring to out-of-state travel for a baseball game on April the 4th. That's held at Bismarck Attending High School, Rossville Allen High School, the Rossville, Illinois one, and it's in Bismarck, Illinois. Bismarck came over here this year. So they're desiring us to go there this next year. Also requesting, conference requesting permission to the ISBA, IAPSS Fall Conference in Indianapolis. Conferences, and this is for your information as well, the 23rd and 24th. I'll be speaking at that conference along with Mr. Newhouser, Mr. North, and Dr. Leclerc. And also request to attend the IAPSS annual conference in Indianapolis, November the 20th through the 22nd.
I'm going to approve the miscellaneous items.
I'll second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the miscellaneous items as presented. Excuse me, is there any discussion? I did want to make note that there is no board meeting scheduled on December 12th. That's a misprint. It's December 10th.
It's, you guys approved them on December the 12th. The meeting dates of last year, of
And that's a
2023.
Thursday?
No, that was last year.
You approved them on December 12th of 2023,
Okay,
but now there's a change.
I got you.
Okay,
Okay,
And the new dates are posted, will be posted. Yeah, once you
Yeah.
approve it, they'll be posted.
gotcha. So December meeting is moving
December the 3rd,
from the
10th to the 3rd,
Yeah,
and the November meeting is from the 5th to the 12th.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember, 12th, December the 3rd.
There you go. Okay.
What was that again?
All right, all those in favor, the miscellaneous changes, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Conference reports, Mr. Hammonds is attending the Annaly IAPSS conferences. It's a series of workshops. They actually provide him a mentor. And so, if you recall, I think we secured a mentor, Mr. Beaker. We had a really good meeting with him the other day, I understand. And that is for 3 months, and then he'll kick off and head to these meetings as well. So this will give him a mentor during this next 2 years. Got Dennis and Bethany Stalday are headed to the iLearn Assessment and Planning workshop. I'm sure that's at Wabash Valley, August 27th. And then Valerie Bennett is headed to the MTSS Refining Differential Systems for Support K-12. That's virtual on September 9th. And Sierra Hall is headed to the Assistant Principals Conference on November 22nd and 23rd. I will also at the next meeting have you mentors. So we started the mentor program last year. Mr. Hammond's mentor is Mr. Beaker, and then through the Principal Association, Mrs. Hall will be Mr. Fagans. And then for each teacher new hire that we have, we have a mentor lined up with the mentor training, mentee training, and that later this month. So I'll bring that to you back in August.
Take a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I make a motion that we approve.
Properly moved and seconded to adjourn our meeting. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, same board meeting will be Tuesday, August 6th at 7 p.m.